Hello, this is the homework that was due today. I went over each question, 8th period. It was so glitchy. So here it is for you. 7th period, if you find this helpful, even though we went over it, please watch it again. Franco invests $4,500 in an account that earns 3.8% nominal interest compounded continuously. If he withdraws the profit from the investment after 5 years, how much has he earned on the investment? I'm going to highlight what I think is important. So if he's investing $4,500, it's probably the initial amount, right? This is my interest rate. They're telling me compounded continuously, which tells me I need to use APERT. If he withdraws the profit from the investment after 5 years, how much has he earned on his investment? So I'm going to plug in what I think I have. So my initial amount is $4,500. My E is just an E. My rate is 0.038. And they're talking about 5 years. So I have all numbers in my problem. And when I put that in my calculator, I get $5,441.62. Now, when I look at my choices, I don't see that there. So one of two things could have happened. I could have done it incorrectly. So I might want to double check that I put it in my calculator correctly. Or maybe I should reread what they're asking because, again, it's wordy. If he withdraws the profit from the investment after 5 years, how much has he earned on the investment? So they want to know how much he's earned on the investment. So not how much did he get altogether, but how much has he earned? So I'm just going to subtract the investment away from the total, and that gives me $941.62, which is choice 4. Number 7, an investment of $300 is made at 3.6% nominal interest compounded continuously. So what is important here? The $300, 3.6% compounded continuously. Write an equation that models the amount A the investment is worth T years after the principal has been invested. So because I'm compounding continuously, I'm going to use APERT. And I'm going to plug in what I have. So my initial amount is 300. My E stays the same. My rate is 0.036 times T. How much is the investment worth after 10 years? So basically, time is 10. So I'm going to plug that into my equation. And instead of T, I'm writing 10. And then I'm going to put that in my calculator, and I get $430. Now, part C is like the important part. Like, this is why we're doing all this. So if you can get C on your own, you're really understanding what we're doing and you're setting yourself up for success in the future. Algebraically determine the number of years it will take for the investment to reach a worth of $800. Round to the nearest hundredth. So we want to know how many years. So we're going to find T. It will reach 800. So my A is now going to be 800. And I need to find T, which is an exponent, which tells me I'm going to have to use a log. Since I have E, to me, it makes more sense to use a natural log. So the first thing I have to do is get E, or my base, alone. So I'm going to divide both sides by 300. Now, I'm going to rewrite this so my answer is on the right side. 800 divided by 300 is not a nice, neat decimal at all. So instead, I'm going to reduce it to 8/3. Now, from here, I want to insert a natural log. So I'm going to insert on the left side. Remember, this is not like converting to log form. I'm not changing the order of anything. I'm just inserting it. Just like if I were to multiply everything by 3, it's the same idea. So whatever you do to one side, you must do to the other side. Okay? And then we also learned the power rule, which tells us when we have a log, natural or regular, our exponent, this is the power rule, can go down in front. So I have 0.036t. Natural log of e equals the natural log of 8/3. The natural log of e is 1, which is the whole point in doing this. It just almost disappears. Now I'm going, since I'm solving for t, I'm going to divide by both sides by 0.036. And now this whole thing on the right side, I'm going to put into my calculator. So when you put it into the calculator, this is what it looks like. All right, I did a fraction, natural log, and then another fraction, 8/3, divided by 0.036. And I get 27.245, . So when I round that to the nearest hundredth, like it says, I get 27.25 years. So it's going to take a little more than 27 years for my investment to go from $300 to $800. The problem with number 8 is the wording and the way that they ask the question. If I said to you, use APERT, solve for t, to show how long it takes for it to double, use the natural log, would that make a little bit more sense? Maybe, I don't know. So the first sentence, aside from them giving you the formula, is really useless. They're explaining what the compounded continuously formula is, but we don't really need that. We do need the formula, so I'm going to write that down. And so it's the second sentence that you really need to focus on. Show that the amount of time it takes for the investment to double in value is given by the expression the natural log of 2 over r. So they are indirectly telling you to solve for t, where it says show that the amount of time it takes. And then they're saying for it to double. And they're basically giving you the answer. The natural log of 2 over r is the answer. They want you to show that, to get that yourself. Now, the other problem here is that they want you to double the investment and they're not giving you any numbers, right? They're not giving you the principal amount or the rate. However, whatever P is, in order for it to double, wouldn't I do 2 times P? If it was $1, I would do 2 times 1. If it was 500, I would do 2 times 500. And then the P's, whatever they were, 502, whatever, they would cancel each other out. So that's what I'm going to do right here. The APERT is set equal to double whatever the principal amount is. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to divide both sides by P to get my E alone, and it cancels on the left side as well as the right side. So I end up with 2 equals e to the RT, and that's really showing that it's doubling. I'm gonna rewrite this with my answer on the right. That's just how I like it, okay? Now, I'm solving for t. I know I have to use the natural log. To me, it makes more sense to use it whenever I have an e. However, when I look at the answer they gave up above, they use the natural log, so do I. So I'm going to insert the natural log on both sides. Okay, I'm going to bring my exponent down in front. Okay, the natural log of e is 1. And let me just rewrite that so it's a little neater so you can really see what's going on. And if I'm solving for t, I need to get rid of that r. So I end up with the natural log of 2 over r, which is exactly what they got. So you just proved that that is correct.